Dear Dhamma friends, we are going to have another question and answer session. As usual, we'll start with the written questions and invite Vincent to present all the written questions.
First question. Dear Bhante, here is my report on sitting and walking. In the sitting, when I bring my attention to the body, the mind automatically goes to the breath, which is very subtle. As this happens, body starts to swing forward and backward. When it stops, mind goes back to the breath and after a while enters into an emptiness. Sometimes the upper part of the body bends forward. I could stay in this as I wish. This was the case for the past 4 days and today. Walking experience. I keep my attention to the left foot and right foot while walking. I note the hardness of the ground touching the sole. At the beginning, I make a mental note as Buddho, but later withdraw the noting as I feel it is not necessary. I could feel just walking and my mindfulness is intact with it. Sometimes when I stop at the end of the path, I could see as if the path is moving even though I stay still. All in all, I feel happy as I could see a progress of my mindfulness on day-to-day activities such as when walking after a session, when holding a door handle, opening and closing a door, etc. Please kindly advise. Thank you.
So whenever that mind get into this routine, when you are sitting, without much of preliminaries, just mind go into this emptiness, so that time period will be less and less, and your preparedness will be, make it more familiar, so you feel homely. So therefore, the time you are spending in this doing nothing is increasing. So that is the way mind get established there, mind get seasoned there. Then the mind will decide what to do. Then mind is more qualified to make a decision, if at all, rather than your engaged thinking. So let it happen again and again. So sit regularly, give enough time for mind to settle down. And if it is in something, in request, necessity, the mind knows what to do. They are come together, the necessity and the answer. So therefore, if there is nothing, well and good. And in the walking also, when and where you feel effortless walking, from then onward, walking meditation start. Till that, everything is preliminaries. You train yourself, you season yourself to the path, to the place, to the way of noting. But once everything becomes mature, the walking happens effortlessly. Then you have to understand the totality, that you are not sitting, that you are not standing, you are not sleeping, you are walking. Then everything going to become a sum up totality. And the day-to-day activities also, at the beginning you have to have some tags. Some particular place I try to be mindful. And if you are correct, ultimately it happens naturally. And that spreading happens. It is called ink drop system. Whenever you take a blotting paper and keep a fountain pen or drop ink drop, it's spreading. Everywhere it is spreading. So at the beginning you may find, or within the day, 1 or 2 dots. When the meditation retreat is advancing, mindfulness is advancing, number of drops, and they are slowly spreading. Ultimately the whole page, the whole paper become more colored than the white. Likewise, the mindfulness is spreading. So don't disturb that natural spreading. Give the most prominent place or more easy place and let it spread, rather than starting difficult thing and formulas, introducing the scientific thing. Just let it start from the whatever may be the easy access and then spreading. So then there won't be much of a cost, much of a regimentation. Of course, it is little, you have to take little time to understand the the art. At the beginning, you are very scientific. As far as you are scientific, you are torturing yourself. Later, you will learn the art. When the art is coming, you know how to merge with the circumstances and the surrounding and take the mean advantage. Main thing is, no any results, just be mindful. So I am just commenting for furtherance of the same. So simple thing is, apply repetitively, then this mastery will naturally take place.
Garu Swamin Wahanse Avasarai. In sitting meditation, I use in and out breath as my primary object. The breath goes from gross to subtle and then to subtler. As this subtler state of breath appears, most of the time, spreading of heat appears starting from my neck and spreading over the left side of my face, including the left ear. Although I cannot see the very beginning, I am mindful at an earlier stage. It starts with low intensity but progress to high heat. This action of Tejo Dhatu, I am mindful, but there is still a little irritation towards it in my mind. Once the heat disappears, I go back to watch my breath. Near the end of the hour, my knees start hurting. This too I am mindful as action of Tejo Dhatu. Difference here is I cannot be mindful on this incident impartially. I resent it. I have not been able to watch it disappear or the end. The pain always stops after changing my posture, but do I need to watch the end as I have already seen ending of one Tejo Dhatu action? Now I understand what Budurajanan Wahanse said, that we paint everything by labeling. Once we paint everything by labeling. Once we remove label, every incident is action of four elements. This is Chintamaya Prajna. How do I progress to Bhavanamaya Prajna? Thero.
So in the early part it says that when and where you pay the attention to the primary object, the other elements are happening. And on and off, you can see through them and go to the primary object. When the pain happens, you get defeated. You can't see the beginning, the middle and the end. You see only the middle because it is variable is mentioned. You feel defeated. You have the hate when compared to the heat. Heat, of course, may be. It is not the primary object. It is a secondary object. It may be some kind of a disheartening, but the pain is highly disheartening. So therefore, so much so you are carried away by this hatred, your noting will not adverting into the object. Your bewilderment can happen. So you have to understand the pain is a bigger challenger, bigger threat. Therefore, you have to go prepared. So that is the homework. That's a task you have to understand. Whenever the pain happens, see not only the superficial feeling, but see underneath hatred or dosanusaya. The way you need it, the day you see it, it's very, very impartial thing. It is not you, even though happening in your stage, the uninvited hatred naturally come in and blur everything. You are worried about your noting, your pain, only the middle, not the end, all the kinds of, but underneath this particular anusaya is coming and playing, so it's a coloring the mind. So till that you see it, the noting will not be efficient. So you are on the way. Go prepared. Maybe Chintamaya Jnana, but it make you more determined, more resolute. One day you will see. And when you see it, you will see whether it's a pain or heat or rising and falling or anapana. They are all different energies. You give labels. That labeling and your underlying tendencies, directed dispositions are exactly the same. When you label something in order to have a connection, that connection is always with either liking and disliking. If there is no necessity, you won't label, it will go without any traces. It won't be a case. So that is the efficiency in meditation. When and where you talk, when and where you label, when and where you take interest, because of the connection. That connection is what you call raga, dosa, moha, or liking, disliking and bewilderment. So see how many things you can let pass without any labeling, without any connection, without any commitment. So much so, things are happening, leaving no any traces of tension, frustration, or kind of thing. But it is clearly indicated, the Buddha, the karma and karma sanya, very difficult to go without leaving a trace. Rupa also difficult. When it comes to rupa sanya, that is the time you can start. They are just perception. They are just mental images. They are just hallucination. Why should you worry? Let pass it. Don't do it in the early part. Then you utterly get disappointed. You have to go meditation into an advanced level. At the advanced level, now you are ready to play disclaimer, disavow. Don't make any changes in your picture. Things are go without notice. And it appear like callous. It appear like lack of mindfulness, but that is the maximum efficiency of the mindfulness. Knows, but no traces, no memory. Everything goes as if pen is writing, no ink. Carbon pen is you are writing very seriously in darkness. There's no ink. Or you are stitching the machine, no threads in the bobbin. Needle is going. It appears like stitching, but two clothes are still separate. So let that happen. And it says sometimes to make use these kind of thing for your day-to-day activities. If you are a chain smoker, and if you have habit of smoking and you wish to do away, go to utter thick darkness and start smoking. No thrills. Smoking, getting a thrill when you are emitting the smoke. Then you feel like an additional, extraordinary person. Then only the thrills and feels happen. So therefore, if you are smoking in the darkness, if you can't see, no memory, it goes without any traces. So this is that. So far what we were doing was, we are talking unwanted trivial things, make make a mall. Yeah, I don't know, you have to tell it in a louder way. Whatever maybe, our mind is so prolific. Just leave it aside. Mountain out of mall. So, masters. And then you get Nobel Prizes for literature. Bloody fools. And if you write more articles in the paper, you get more paid. And you are called columnist. So make ourselves talkative, chattering, and world become polluted with sounds. And you also get polluted. Therefore, behave like a Amarisaya Madavne. Anything I say very seriously, say yes, but I don't know. Finish. Maximum can get, what you can get is the divorce. Still better. Still better. Whatever we are talking is nonsense. Then your mind becomes very calm and quiet and attentive. You see, Sabbe Dhamma, Alam Abhinibesaya. The Buddha says, I can't see for my omniscient knowledge. So nothing that you wait and see. Nothing you feel like enter into. Nothing you feel like talking. All the thing we are talking is by tomorrow it is nothing. We just wait. So therefore let them pass. Ultimately you learn the art By the time you will be outcasted, definitely. Divorced. Get out. If you feel uncomfortable, go and start chattering. It's called counseling. You can say, you can talk to me, 1 hour is 30 pounds. A lot of calls can come. People want someone to listen. Utter mad world. And when the technology become increased, or media become IT, even the forest monk can't get escape even in the forest. They are coming and hitting. The ways and means it is coming, can't escape. Best thing is behave like a dumb person. So this is the way you have to learn, start little by little. That's why the Buddha is known as Muni, a mute. He never talk. Unless otherwise there is a direct message. His voice is good, what you are talking is correct. But the thing is, he don't talk. He won't talk because he knows this is the way we get hooked. So let the mind to calm down. And after, of course, you will learn the art, but at the beginning it's very difficult. Appear like against the grain, becoming unsocial.
Venerable Bhante, whilst being mindful in space during sitting meditation, when the likes and dislikes arises and you are able to pick this up at the beginning, when do you disclaim it? At the beginning or end?
Whatever may be, the beginning is each and every liking and disliking, or beginning of your sitting, both valid, because beginning of your sitting you have enough energy, then you can see here and there bubbles are coming and mushrooms are happening. You can forget, but later you get succumbed to situation. You are carried away because that your mental energy is less. And when the liking happened, if you can trace at the beginning, very easy to do away. But when to gather the momentum, it will take you for a ride, carried away. Then you don't know. You have no control. So earlier the better. So therefore it's called appamada. Without negligence, as and when it happens, you can catch, you are the winner. No war then. By looking, by seeing, itself it stops. Without much of a struggling, manhandling. So therefore, day by day you have to go to the early part, the beginning part, but it's very slow, painfully slow. So first you start the game, and lot of failure. Lot of things happen, then only you can later regret. But when you're advancing, you can see, go back to the source. That's the utter word meaning of Yonisomanskara. Yonisomanskara is see the beginning. The yoni is the vagina. That's a starting point. So when you were already born, already younger age and kind of very difficult to control. But if you can see as and when it arising, everything rather under control. So Yonisomanskara is tracing back to the base, and at the beginning, of course, you appear like a failure, but on the faith of the Buddha, you somehow or the other declare the war and start. And slowly, slowly, you develop ways and means to be diligent, not to be negligent, and that is what you call tracing back to the base.
Dear Bhante, 1. Sampajanna is a term often used with sati. It would be much appreciated if Bhante could explain the precise meaning of sampajanna with some examples. 2. It would be great if Bhante could give some examples on how to have practiced sampajanna in anapanasati and walking meditation. 3. It would be beneficial if Bhante could kindly teach us the difference between sati and sampajanna, if there is one.
No, sampajana is happening, sati is what you do. So therefore, if you are going to practice sampajana, you are utterly at a mess. Sampajana is an endowment. Sampajana is a gift. When you become mindful, if you know you are mindful, that is what you call sampajana. If you do not know, no results, you will still regret. You will telling my mindfulness is this and that. Specifically with the example is, whenever you find fault with yourself, I am not mindful, that's a very clear indication that you know you are not mindful, but you are accusing yourself, telling, I am unmindful. Rather, it is the power of mindfulness. You know you are not mindful. That is sampajanya. Throughout the day, whether you like it or not, you are mindful. That's a human right. The Buddha says, Satadipateya sabbe dhamma. But sometimes you feel, yes, I am mindful. Other time you are mindful, you don't know. That means no, whenever you know you are mindful, I am sitting, I can feel everything and verify. That is called Satya and Sampajanya. Other time also you know, but later you say, but my mind was with this and that and not in the present, and all the complaints. That means Sati is there. There is no one to appreciate. There is no one to Sampajanya. So Sampajanya is something endowment, a gift. So it is slowly only come into being, therefore have a sympathy, have a loving kindness to oneself. We are progressing, don't worry, don't rush. The rushing coming because of asampajana. You want to grab hold, you want to be utterly mindful. You have to be mindful that there's a piece of cheese, a chunk. No. So that means you are not sampajana. So that is a single term is verification. Whatever you do, if you verify that the same thing, you get the benefit. Even if you do, you can't verify it, all the benefits are gone in waste. So therefore this verification, whatever you do it with resolute faith. Not wavering here and there. Even if you do the mistake, you know, I have done a mistake. Not meant for it happened, therefore I really ready to apologize. That's it. Any wise person will give the excuse. But if you say, I did a mistake and going to regret it, of course you can regret it, no use. It won't create any positive. You have to say, I did it. It happened, yes. But I know. Bookkeeping is there. I have done a good thing, I know. So it's a sampajana is not only ethical form with the other person, even verily within yourself, whenever you see something, you have to touch it, then only verification happens. Whenever you touch it, you have to see it, then only verification happens. In the darkness, when you are touching everything, but till you put on the light and see, not verified. In a dream, you see that as far as you can't touch it, dream is not verified. So therefore, always you have to see suggestion and the seconding. So seconding is the part, usually you can't demand it if someone is seconding well and good. Sometimes is that. So therefore, anyone who is sati, and he do not know that he is sati, he is not progressing with the Nibbana, he may be progressing in materialistic gains. So I read one book left behind by Dhammajiva, the founder of Nissarana, 100 Great Lives of last century. That means 1901 to 1999. And I found each and every person extremely mindful for each and every heroic thing. But they don't know this is mindfulness. So they never develop spirituality. They develop political gains, economical and social. But the Buddha says, this mindfulness best invest on Nibbana. For that you must understand mindfulness is utter power. So utter power means not the pinner, opposite of the pinner. This power means P-O-W-E-R power. Not normal pinner power. The bloody fellows mindful do not know, it become power. But Payana power. Not the P-O-W-E-R power. I feel so sorry. They are very, very honest. They are very mindful, but still self-accusing. But they have no sampajana. They don't know how to appreciate. Because utterly we were aborigines. We were Vedda. Then only we came into this mindfulness, and once it comes, don't try to be Olympic game. So don't try to be 100%. See how it is working. And how many aeons of time we have been without the light of Buddha, without the light of Dhamma, without light of mindfulness. How can you expect to jump into the 100% mindfulness? That is what we call asampajana, or wrong calculation. So there will be self-sympathy, be loving kindness, some or the other, and just manage, is slowly catching. So each and every tiny little thing happening, you appreciate it. Mahasi Sayadaw is telling, whenever in the younger age, when we get a coin of 1 cent, a copper coin, how much we are happy. On the New Year day, parents going to give a little bit of coins or any gift, so much happy. Now, even if you are given with 1 million, never happy. You are asking the second million. When the million happen, expenditure for million also coming together with. You are utter slaves. We don't know how to appreciate and how much we were happy as young children. It was a very trivial thing. Enough. No. So therefore, when you become mindful and sati sampajanya, you are just a child. When something little bit happens, very well, fully elated, nothing to worry. You are you are gathering the momentum. So sampajanya, you can't develop it. It's a natural trait. It's a kind of endowment. So therefore, let the sampajanya to come, be mindful. And when and where it is catching even a little bit, micro level or nano level, be happy. And slowly it is happening. So then that sampajanya is kind of a appreciation, very positive power, and giving your own achievement or your own mistakes. So I find sampajanya is very, very active whenever you find your own mistakes. How much you are sympathetic to your own mistakes, then such a person easily can understand others' mistakes. Those who are not sympathetic upon oneself, they are mercenaries. I cut off their list. They are not the people to associate. Maybe they are very good genius, good doers, but are very bad sympathizers. Very difficult to associate. So therefore, leave them aside. No harm. You miss nothing. Instead, associate the people, those who are appreciating, not the foolish thing, appreciate the mindfulness. Do it in a mindful way, and whenever it is catching, that's enough. So therefore, sampajanya you can't control. Sampajanya is something happening. Understand sampajanya as the appreciation of the mindfulness, knowing the mindfulness, verifying the mindfulness. So whenever you are teaching someone how to be mindful, tell them, sit, be symmetrical, relax, and bring the mind inside. Then ask, have you? Yes. How do you know your mind is here and now? Put him into that question to verify it. The way he or she is verifying, easily you can understand whether they got the idea. So it's beautiful when they are talking with children. Whenever you give the idea and ask them to verify, the way they are expressing, so cute. And you get inspiration that how much, just like a blotting paper, they suck it. And then the way I understand. Other people say, I am mindful, still not enlightened, still not Vachana Jnana, still not the Samvipassana Jnana, still not the Pratama, so on, Sakadagami. So always they are underestimating that they don't know how to put it to the Sampajanya.
Bhante, this question has two parts. First part, Bhante advised when in the household or socializing, one should try and be with the body. Does this mean be with the breath or body sensation or mindful of what we are doing in the present moment? 2. Is ambition to succeed in one's meditation with the goal of obtaining Nibbana one day categorized as a desire in itself? Thank you, Bhante.
The first thing is, don't try to be socialized. That is the biggest blessing. Once socialized, you can't wash and clean. It's utter shit. So therefore, if you have done past mistakes, you will be pulled into the society and you will be accused. If you are fully endowed with Bubbhecha Katapunyata, already earned merits, ask them their own business, get up. That itself is removing so much of defilements and put you into a very safe area. And in order to be happy, in order to be contented, in order to make sure you are not going to the society, take the body as the refuge. Take the body as the pivotal value. As far as you are with the body, even others come and try to enter into your jurisdiction, you can't. You can develop such a aura, fully mindful. Others feel like not disturbing. You are so absorbed. So therefore, whenever you have done away with the social responsibilities and all the kind of thing, I mean, past mistakes I call. So when you attentive, do whatever you do wholeheartedly, both the hands, and when you are attentive, no one can come. That you develop kind of an aura. And one lady mentioned, she was, of course, no, it was from the Blavatsky and company, that Parama Vijnanartha. And she has gone to the Kumari Kanya, the last tip of the India. And when you go there, you can see the sun is rising and moon is descending. And it's a very nice place. And she says, vendors are always coming and poking and giving this, what about one mango, what about orange, what about some chewing gum, and they come and making so much of trouble. She says, she go and spread this thing, and after a while, she make a determination, suck into the everything like a turtle, and people come, whatever they do, it won't enter into. She says, I am egg-like. I am in the turtle. Ultimately, they won't come. You are the one inviting them by open faculties. When your faculties are open, they come and sell and business and marketing. Whenever you suck into, whenever you become a turtle, no one. The Buddha says, Kumbho angani sake kalave samadaham bhikkhu mano vitakke. Just like a turtle tugging within your shell, don't let your mental proliferation to prolific. Keep them inside. Not only the body, and then others can't. And otherwise the jackal is, the wolf is just waiting till you are jutting out your organ. Whatever you jut out, they will bite. Once you pulled in, they can't. So once you pulled in, you're fully protected. So therefore, even if you go to the society, if you in like that, definitely society will outcast you. They are hackers, not the computer hackers. They kick you all the time. Lunu deidana. My word terminology, lunu deidana. You put into the salt and this thing, and ultimately you get boiled, finished. So go in and go into the turtle, and then others not feel like come and disturb you. Don't put the labels saying don't disturb me, and only don't disturb them. You are the bloody fool disturbing them by mental proliferation. By keeping your senses outwardly, then all the germs will come. So when you keep a wet slice of bread outside, all the germs in the atmosphere come and anchor. But if you toast it and keep it outside, even the germs are there, they won't come and anchor there. It won't get rotten. So therefore, keep it outside dry. And socialization is such a agony. So keep as much as possible. What's the second part? Nibbana. Yeah, that is called Dhammuddacca. When the mind becomes full of Dhamma, Dhamma itself makes you agitated. And Dhammuddacca, you have to understand, It is the way perversions are working. It is the way cheating are working. It's the way Vanchanika Dhamma, Shata Mayavi. Whenever you start learning mindfulness, you want to accelerate. Whenever the mind becomes concentrated, you want to get jhanic experiences. Whenever you try to see things as they are, you wanted to see whether it is what vipassana jnana. Whenever something meditation happens, you want to know whether you are first makkapala or second makkapala. So much of things. Each and everything is a sign of perversion, sign of Shata Mayavi. So just be innocent. Just be, not to put labels. Moment you put label, you get caught up. So there are 4 methods of meditation. Samatha, Pubbangama, Vipassana. That is starting with Samatha and go to Vipassana. And Vipassana, Pubbangama, Samatha. Starting Vipassana and go into Samatha. And Yuganadha, side by side. 4th one is called Dhammuddacca Viggahita Manasa. Whenever you are coming to the stream, the Dhamma itself or expectation or result itself make yourself agitated or make yourself frustrated, and you have to understand that is only happening to the people advancing in Dhamma. They are in the Dhamma sphere. For the sensual and sexual beings, it is not valid, not relevant. Only for the Dhamma people this happen. So just innocence enough. You have to be just innocence. To be a beginner's mind. Then they are not that they are not coming. They come, but you don't proliferate them. You don't fertilize them. You don't give food. So then they become null and void. Your simplicity, your humbleness, your innocence grow. And then no friction can happen. So therefore, Dhammaddacca is a very good sign. And you have to read it properly and deal it in a proper way. And more become innocence is the simple answer. It's a desire. You have to handle it. No, you can't say good. If you agitate it, it is no good. Become innocence and keep it there. It is good. Therefore, you can't say good and bad. It depends on your behavior, outlook.
Bhante, 1. Yesterday in the talk, Bhante mentioned during the breath meditation, the primary object of the breath will change to the consciousness. I hope I am correct in saying that. Then do you continue your mindfulness on the consciousness? Does the consciousness disappear into space as well? Then, if that is the case, will you end up sleeping, as I suppose you are unable to be mindful without a consciousness? Hopefully not dead. Bhante, could you please clarify what happens to the consciousness during meditation?
That's very difficult. With this agitated mind, you can't go into that. By deductive knowledge, but theory, you can't go into that. Not that it is not available. So you have to, by practical advancement only, you learn the language, you learn the communication. Being in the unmindful states or agitated mind, you can't study about the highly mindful state of mind or a developed state of mind. It is just misunderstanding or misleading of the language. So therefore, breath means Nama Rupa. Buddha says, start with Rupa, but ultimately is leading to the Nama. So you can't understand, even if you can't understand the Rupa part of the breath, how to go into the Nama part and how to go into the cessation of Nama part, only by language and rational thinking, not possible. So therefore, this is a half-truth. It's not that this truth cannot be expressed. It is such a profound. So therefore, not that it is not existing. The other world, the worldly beings are linear thinkers. They can't think about this, the three-dimensional global matrix. So therefore, just whenever problem happens, all the problems, frustration, tension, is related to the matter. So therefore, don't go for multivarious matter, select one single matter. That is, you have trained so far, maybe the breath or rising and falling, whatever may be, left leg, right leg, confined to that. Whenever it comes, 90% of your attention goes. And now matter is changing and it's going to the matter, immaterial sensation, perception, volitional activity, the last to the consciousness. That bloody consciousness is the cursor, is the main culprit, is the person asking this question. You think that consciousness wanted to know and reveal its true nature? If you go and ask that mafia leader, you are the mafia leader, he will say, yes, yes, this is my ID card, I pointed in 10 years ago, I did 10 years job. Don't be so silly. This is the talkative mind. This is the talkative vijnana. You are fertilizing the talkativeness of the vijnana. Or adding food. So this is not the way. Practice. Keep on practicing. But don't suspend also. Don't suppress it. Can't. The vijnana is such a tricky person. It appears like a wholehearted white color fellow. Telling like it is doing for complete for your well-being. But whatever he is doing is to make you eccentric. Not to keep in simple task of being on your primary object. You put on deductive thinking. You put on this rationalization. Each time you rationalize, you are simply away from the primary object. So therefore, knowing it, don't proliferate. Don't let them go storytelling and fabricating. Stop as quickly as possible. Simply come back. And by that time, definitely again the matter appears, and be with the matter, be with the primary object. Appear like boring, appear like very childish, but that bring you back to the verifiable state, bring you back to the simplicity, and you are not fertilizing proliferation. So therefore, not that it is inexpressible, maybe, but you have to come up to your mental state, then only, and then it is not necessary to justify, because you know whenever trouble happens, deal with the matter, and matter will lead you to the immaterial part. That's the way meditation is happening. You cannot satisfy the voracious way the vijnana is feeding, eating. So therefore don't try to feed the vijnana, make it cut off from the food, cut off from the fertilizer, weakening it, and it's called weaning, weaning off, and then only spirituality come into being, growing.
Second part, also Bhante said this consciousness is very perverted due to our accumulation of sankharas. So through meditation, are we purifying the consciousness? What happens to the subconscious mind during meditation? Does it have a role in our meditation? Thank you, Bhante.
So this answer is in the Anapanasati Sutta. It says first Kaya Sankhara, first Vachi Sankhara, then Kaya Sankhara, then Chitta Sankhara. Whenever the Sankharas are going off, the feeding to the consciousness is reduced. No fertilizer. So last thing the Buddha says, don't even think Nibbana, wish Nibbana, expect Nibbana. That itself is a Sankhara. Then again the Vijnana going to get the fertilizer. So Anapanasati Sutta is very clearly indicates how you are dealing with Sankhara. 3 layers. Of course, Kachi Sankhara is not mentioned, but it is already practically done. Then Kaya Sankhara, then Chitta Sankhara. That is the simple term, restraint. Kaya Sankhara, Vachi Sankhara come under the Sila Sikha, and Chitta Sankhara come under concentration training, and knowing everything. That's just like Sampajanya. Knowing this is the purpose of getting rid of Kaya Sankhara, this is the benefit. Knowing the getting rid of Chitta Sankhara, those are the benefit, is the restrainment of the mind, wisdom. So therefore, wisdom is kind of a appreciation or reification or verification of the same. So you are utterly working with Sankhara. Do away as much as possible. When and where time permits, that is the way you can keep Vijnana under control.
Bhante, In the Satipatthana Sutta, Buddha laid out the 4 stages of mindfulness, starting with Kaya-anupassana, then Vedana, Chitta-anupassana, lastly Dhamma-anupassana. Is there a specific reason why these 4 stages are laid out this way, in this order? In this retreat, my understanding is we are doing Kaya-anupassana using the breath. In my case, as the primary object. Does this breath represent the body and matter and comes under the Kaya-anupassana? Then, what are Samatha and Anapana Sati? What is Samatha and Anapana Sati? Do these also come under Kaya-anupassana? Also, Bhante, when do you do Vedana-anupassana meditation on the body sensation? Is it after you have mastered Kaya-anupassana? Would I be correct in saying a yogic should not do both types of meditation in one sitting? Should the yogi decide whether he or she is going to use the breath or body sensations as the primary object and stick to that primary object? Thank you, Bhante.
No, this is simply, just be aware what is happening. Don't try to see whether it's a matter or mind, either Kaya or Vedana Chitta. Nothing on this earth separable from the matter to the immaterial. They come together. So therefore, as far as you are, be aware what is happening, all these responsibilities go to the Buddha, not to you. As far as you are choosing, I am first to Kaya-anupassana and then Vedana-anupassana and Chitta-anupassana means that you are going beyond Buddha. Buddha has given a very simple, straightforward method. Even though breath or Kaya is given, Kaya you can't separate it. It is also Nama-rupa. So once Kaya-anupassana mastered, you have no choice. Simply you have no choice. It will just simply lead. Within 10 minutes you feel Vedana. You can't do away with that. You are telling that don't come, I am doing Kaya-anupassana, you have to come next day. Because Vedana-anupassana, I am not qualified. They won't stay like that. Don't overlap or overlook your common sense. So what is the simple way is that only accept what is happening. So when I am starting this Satipasala, so much of fuss and questions happen. So I am giving it only to the people are requesting. So I am not asking someone to come. So those who are coming, volunteering, I am giving. So all the question, every person asks the question, then I say, I am not imposing anything. I am not forcing someone. I say, this is something there. I am telling you, if you volunteer, if you come volunteering, then I do it. I get the signature telling it's coming from their own way. So like I just sit and see what is coming. If the Vedana coming, it's the Vedana, your primary object. If the Chitta-anupassana, that my mood is no good, I better to go to walking meditation, this is too hot, just listen to that. That is your primary object. So this basic thing is Buddha tried for, in Sinhala it calls Sara Sankeya Kalpalaksya. So he has put it in the horse first and then the cart. You have no choice. There is nothing to worry. Be aware the Kaya-anupassana is including 14 aspects. Anapana, posture, dhatu manasikara, asu, everything. Whatever arising is the best. So our mind always choosy. That's why mindfulness is simply recognized as choiceless awareness. And that is the basic thing you misunderstand. Because of your egotistic idea. You wanted to get the better part. The soft end. Easy part. Nothing easy. What is happening is it knows the universal law. It knows the law of the mind. So therefore, arising is, according to the karmic forces and the hetupala, just wait to see what is happening. As and when it happens, before delaying, note it. All these answers will be, of course these can be answered in the theoretical also, but it takes long time. Best thing is, take the first simple principle in mindfulness. You go by significance of the object. Yatha pakatam vipassana biniveso. Whatever may be prominent, that's the access point. Access point. There, follow the suit, others will happen. Have this trust, have this faith. Okay, we have taken about 50 minutes. We are on the either 10 minutes or 40 minutes. If there are any other questions or any other thing I have mentioned, not clear or remarks available, that's also welcome.
And Bhante, I had a question. During one of my sitting meditations, I was very, this solid feeling of mindfulness in the space, and there was nothing there. But I was there for a long time, and my question is, is it a feeling of like you get stuck there when you're so it was concentrated, but I was just there, nothing was coming, nothing.
So again, you have to articulate or verbalize the question. What is the question?
The question, Bhante, is that feeling of being there. Is it the vijnana saying, you're just stuck somewhere?
Do you feel uncomfortable or you think
No.
is your... So then I would like to know your question. You get there, you know it. Now, is it a question or an answer to the meditation question? That you have earned is an answer or question?
Well, I've never had that before, so I'm questioning. It's just been there for a long time without anything.
It's an achievement or it's an impediment?
But it was nice being there.
So then there's no question.
Well, Bhante, I guess the question is, you mentioned in one of the talks, sometimes your desire to want to be in the emptiness is so much, you're always there.
That can be answered this way. If you are a tired person, whenever you get a seat, you sit long. Because it takes a long time for healing. If you are a person with long seating, and even if you get a very comfortable cushion, it is not so comfortable. Because you have not necessary any healing. So therefore, whenever you go first, you're so tired, so it appears as stuck. You feel like something cheese-like, very, very tangible. But if you want to train it, it becomes your second nature. And it is nothing. It is not so concrete. I mean, it is good thing. Only when it is tired. I mean, you are not healed. We are not healing and cure. When you are thirsty, only water has its own value. So water is it's more than water then. But if you are fully quenched, if someone come with both the hands and the full manneric and table manners and offer the water, he says, thank you. And he will think that, why that you are very arrogant. So it depends on your mentality. If you are a person full of frustration, full of tension, it's a how do you call the amurte. But if you are already acquainted with it, you are the very person. Next day when it happens, it is not so hilarious, not so oceanic, but still it says, till it come to the zero, practice. That day you will say, yes, it is there. Then what? That's also become yet another grain of sand in the sand bed. So till that you have to practice, but it's like you are undermining your hilarious feelings. Next day it is less. Can't help, no choice. Can't help. So whenever you see first, you feel so much of grateful to your primary object, so much of grateful to the mindfulness, so much grateful to the teacher, so much grateful to the Buddha and kind of thing, because of your immaturity. But everyone say, okay, it's okay, yes, pay respect, yes, okay. But please repeat. Each time you repeat, Buddha is yet another person. Nothing. And the teacher also yet another person. Mindfulness is yet another mental concomitant. Primary object is yet another object, is a pivot. It has done the job. Then it is no more. Not that you are losing the faith. Buddha says, when you become arahant, asaddho akatanyu. No more faithful, you are no more appreciating. What to appreciate? Everything achieved. So when someone says the arahant has no faith, they can't believe. They think that the biggest faith must be with arahant. No, it has done the job. Asaddho akatanyu. So whenever we are associating something, to grab hold. If we are satisfied, everything is nothing. So if someone is very close, very dear, then you have a lot of to suck. So much so the relationship in like the cord or umbilical cord. Once you part your head, cut it. First and foremost, cut it. The world is so dirty. The Buddha says, Bhajanti sevanti cha karanatta nikkarana dullabha ajamitta atthatta panya asuchi manussa eko chare kagga visana kappu. Anyone associate with another person for your benefit. Bhajanti sevanti cha karanatta. We can say $4 or sterling pound or 4 rupees. Nikkarana dullabha ajamitta. The person associate with full love without any gain, very rare. Never, it happens. It never happens because we have an immediate result, immediate gain. Bhajanti sevanti cha karanatta nikkarana dullabha ajamitta. Attata panya asuchi manussa. The human being associate another person only with the agenda behind. That is why they are a shit. Asuchi. Eko chare kagga visana kappo. Try to be unto yourself. Don't subject to others' love. Don't love others. Don't hate others. Don't get subject to hate of the other. Very difficult. For that you must be utterly satisfied. Utterly fulfilled. Once you fulfill, no bias, no alienated to something, you become, but very difficult to think in this economic world. Because everything is done with the agenda. So whenever you are doing something, associating someone, after long association, see what is the idea, what is the agenda behind. Otherwise it's too late. Always you have to understand, someone associating something or some person, always there's agenda. And that indicates, that is the wiseness. You associate with knowledge or without knowledge. If it is without knowledge, you have to suffer. If you are with the knowledge, you know the suffering. You know the quantity. Like any experience in the meditation, when the first time happens, you feel like writing a book. When you are writing second time, editing, it is not the same. Third time, what is special? It is just something like average. So therefore, all books on meditation is a half-boiled yams. Any book. That's why Buddha never write any book. Because he knows that whatever he expresses is gone to the air. No one can validate, fix it. Once fix it, answerable. So nowadays, so much of books, so much of preachers, so much of selling. So therefore, when you advance, you understand. Therefore, don't use this, the knowledge or anything in order to trap people. Very dirty. It is very valid. It is, how do you call it, is very justifiable in politics. economics and social things. But in Dhamma, so let that happen again and again, but may not give so much of frills and thrills, may not give so much of hilarious and oceanic feel, but still you have to understand till you see the end of it. You are not mastered. First love.
It's about the earlier question on Sampajana. Could you kindly let me know whether I'm right in thinking that, say, when I'm doing Anapanasati Bhavana, when I'm breathing in, if I comprehend fully that I'm breathing in, and when I'm breathing out, if I comprehend fully that I'm breathing out, whether that is also Sampajana?
That's the inner part. And when you express to the other, when the communicated, that your sampajana is validated. Communicated. So therefore it has internal and external value. Internally you must be, that's called adhimucchati, resolute. It's not a faith. You are resolved, resolute. And when you are just, Buddha says you have to tell someone, and if the other person also got that communicated, then you are sure. That's the way you verify it. So therefore, sampajana is the verification or seconding the same thing. So therefore, you have to have external something that whether you are doing the makeup, you have to have a mirror. Otherwise, how can you see whether your facelifting is good or bad? So balankare muni tamanta daka gannata bෑni. ඒ නිසා බලන්නේ ඒ සියාව කැඩපතට නෙවීලයි. So Buddha is a reflector. Buddha is a Kalyana Mitta is a reflector. Your meditation group is a reflector. So you have to make use very humbly, you have to say, this is happened. It is not for boasting. And you are just not exaggerating. Or just tell what happened. No comments. We just express. And that's the maximum. That's the theoretical maximum can have, but we can't. We always color it. We always try to give some additional values, so exaggeration, no undermining it. So much so, sampajanya is not efficient. So sampajanya only available in human. And when the cat is behind the rat, sati is there. Have you seen? Full. But this is not samma. There is no comprehension, no sampajanya, no clear comprehension. Do not know it's an instinct. It's not an ability. It is not its own skill. It's instinct. But this here, it is not the instinct. Instinct is to go variety and entertainment. Here we do, going against the grain, keep the attention only with single object. And knowing and appreciating of same is almost like Nibbana. That is what you call sampajanya. I naturally won't appreciate. The community never naturally appreciate it, because community appreciate varietal entertainment. You take sati, object, simple, verifiable object, and when the mind become face-to-face it, you come and appreciate the same. It's not for tannamana ditti. That appreciation is very divine. It's very spiritual. It's very superhuman. So sampajanya is almost like Nibbana. You are appreciating what your ability, not the neighbor's ability, not the teacher's ability, and then it is gathering the art, gathering the momentum.
Follow-up question on that, Bhante. Say if I use the point the breath touches the upper lip or something as a reference point, and based on that I can verify that my comprehension is accurate, that when I'm breathing out it's surely it was surely breathing out, and when I breathe in it was surely breathing in, because I'm using the reference point. Then because there is that verification relative to that point, is that therefore sampajana without having anybody else's?
Even then it has to be a repetitive application only, it will verify by itself. Not by the first time. Your vantage point will be verified after the war. In the warfare, you have to get the vantage point, and from there only spying and shooting can take place. Vantage point, the opposition will not show you, they will destroy your vantage point. So when the benchmark is fixed, the benchmark must be not a floating one, it must be fixed one. And repetitive application, you not only verify the bearing you have taken, you verify your benchmark also. More and more you to use, at the early benchmark is not so trustworthy. Repetitive application only make it trustworthy, and one day that you have to give it up. The benchmark is not your final aim. So that is the way, the precision and the reinforcement of the data one after the other. That's called the cumulative effect of your experience. The experience collection is happening, the efficiency of your benchmark. And each time you suspect your benchmark. Think, no, it may not be the best. So ask the benchmark to come and verify its own practicality, then benchmark is at the challenge. And therefore it is living. It's a dynamic. And after a long time only you will understand. So therefore you are not going to select someone's benchmark. It is you select yourself. Then it's very intrinsic. So these characters are simply Nibbana. Nibbana has all these characters. These are the early signs of Nibbana. Don't appoint anything. Let Dhamma appoint itself. And you utterly make use it. By making use it, you verify it. Resolute. So therefore your whole brain is working. You can't say, I have selected benchmark, so I can go and sleep. No. You have to verify, you have to justify the benchmark because you are the person appointed.